fuck yourself.
Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host of the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back once again in the Yard of Streams for another edition of the Raw Rewind, presented to you by Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show.
Bless you.
Thank you. Wanted to get through that whole thing without sneezing. It didn't work. Raw Rewind presented to you by Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. It's such me, Eddie P, here in the Art Streams. I am joined as always by the best of what you can't forget about Sara Marshall. What's poppin', girl?
Hey, yo.
Also, I'm kind of hi. I think your mic might be through your earphones.
No, really?
The reason I say that is because you were like coming in and out, and that doesn't normally happen.
How about
If
now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, that should work then. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Anyway, hi.
Hola, como estás?
I'm okay.
Está bien for our Spanish-speaking listeners, Sara. Está bien today. We had a good show. Like, how you feeling on this Tuesday?
Fine. You know, just tired.
So when we were in college, we used to. It was a buddy of mine who actually works for the Islanders right now in their social media department. He came up with this thing that at the end of every day, when he would just crash at our house, whether to just have dinner with us or take us to get ice cream, whatever, he would ask us our peaks and pits of the day. So peaks being the high, and pits being the low. So do you have any of those right now? Because technically you're at 4:00, so you still got like a little bit of day left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what do we got so far?
I would say the good part was definitely, I think we had a meeting at work today, and it was just like shouting out and like highlighting some of the best stuff that has been going on in the NFL division, and so it's just cool to see like how well other sites are doing and just hear just good stuff going on. So I would say that was good. The pit, I think just dealing with it's all to work, because like my life is so circled around work, but just struggling with some stuff at work, like readership and whatever, because like people are just not super interested in what the Patriots are doing, because it's not really great and it's not really bad. It's in the middle, so people are like yeah.
No, it's like that's, I mean, talk radio's buzzing, guys. That's kind of how I'm seeing my shit. But yeah, I can see that it's tough. It is tough to get out there. It's like how we are with our show. It's like, what do? We're consistent every week. Minus one or two things, but every week we're here talking. But it's like, all right, what's that? We got to, this point. How do we get to this point? And then further and further. It's all a game, Sara. It's one thing I'm learning. It's just all a game.
The game of life.
Was that your favorite board game growing up, or?
No, I actually never had it. I loved playing it at people's house. What did I like to play?
What was your favorite growing up?
Like a board game. I feel like I played a lot of Sorry and Pokemon Monopoly. Also, that was fun.
Yeah, I like those theme versions of Monopoly a little bit better. I don't know why.
The Pokemon one was so fun. We still have it, I think, but it's like so broken up. Like,
were you a big Pokemon Go too? I feel like you were a big Pokemon Go.
I still play Pokemon Go sometimes.
God, it's the best. There was one year my friends and I had our fantasy draft on a Saturday night. Trashed. It was a college fantasy draft. You understand what happened. I had to work the next morning at the glorified burger stand that is Sullivan's Castle Island, being SpongeBob SquarePants, flipping patties. And I had the early shift, so it was sausage patties that I was flipping. And my friends came over to the island to play Pokemon Go because there was like a hot spot for Pokemon Go at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they came in to like say, "What's up, dude? Give us some free sandwiches. You got some French toast sticks?" I'm like, dude, go fucking play your game. Oh, classic.
Yeah, my
Pokemon Go.
sister, my sister, my brother-in-law, and I, we used to go to a park and play. Like we would just walk around for a couple hours, like at this park that had a bunch of Pokestops and whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn. It's Pokemon. It's like real life Pokemon. Like Pokemon Go, I mean, is real life Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, that's great. I'm good to hear that. Work's good. It's got ups and downs, but like I'm dealing with shit at work myself, as we all. That is, as you said, the game of life. My peaks and pits, I'm not going to say work, because it was just mid today. It wasn't fantastic, it wasn't ass. It was just mid, like just part of my day. Peak, I would say the fact that I have added to my board up there, my wrestling board. Have I sent you a picture of that?
No.
Okay, so I have a wrestling board. It's part of my we'll say like a brain dump board where it's like this yada. So I have a list of all the wrestling promotions or people or channels or YouTube channels that I want to watch throughout the week to keep me updated with the Wrestleverse, as much as possible. And we knocked off a couple already, which I'm pretty pumped about, to be quite honest. Raw being one. The Raw. We're recording now. Let's check it off. I did watch Stash Club's last video, which Sara, I'm gonna shout him out tomorrow too, but I gotta shout him out here too with you. I have beaten both members of Stash Club Wrestling on the past like 3 quizzes. Just want to throw it out there. I mean, you see here, I am the champ of the peeps. I got the new school and old school to prove it. Like, I just want my title shot, basically. I want my title shot. So, that was my peak with there. I don't know if I want to put Botchamania because I don't know if they're going to put one up yet. If anyone in the chat can tell me, that'd be sweet. And then the pay-per-view is a little column that I have. But the issue is there's multiple pay-per-views this weekend. So I want to I got to look it up again because I know AEW's got theirs. And or do they? NXT. There's a lot. I saw some tweet about it.
NXT is tonight.
No, it's Showdown. I know that, but I think No Mercy.
Oh.
Which I think No Mercy was last weekend though. I don't know. I'm all sorts of confused. I'm drowning in fish. And yeah, but I got a lot of those checked off. So that was my peak. And my pit was I don't have enough funds to get like takeout, which sucks ass. Because I'm in such a mood after this to pig out in my bed. I brought my TV up there. I'm bringing my Xbox after this and just passing out in my room. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, Pitt, I can't like order BK or something. That kind of stinks, Sarah. Kind of stinks. But yeah, anyways, not bad. Let us know your peaks and pits down below in the chat, please. I'd like to hear some of yours. And speaking of chat, was popping. Let's hear from the peeps. It's Sophia's boyfriend's birthday. Woo! Happy birthday to Alex. Nathaniel was popping to you. Disappointed in your Seahawks loss. But the big win for the Pats. Damn right.
That's right.
It was a good win. It was a good win.
Yes.
Wish I saw it. There's a next week. Final boss was popping. How
Hello.
we doing? Panthers bounce back. I mean, dude, anyone's bouncing back against the fucking Finns, man. They're terrible. The Dolphins are so bad.
Yeah. So are the Jets.
The Jets, a lot of people are saying, are like the worst team in football. Like it's the worst Jets team in franchise history. A lot of Jets fans are saying that.
Interesting.
Which I don't know. Fresh Fly was popping to you. John Cena's final match is a gauntlet style match. Instead of one opponent, he gets 5 in one match. If you were booking that match, who would the 5 be?
So he would be facing 4 other people.
Yeah. So like it's booked. We have to book the 5. Okay. I'm gonna write this down.
That's kind of hard.
All right. Well, I got one of them easy. In no particular order. I just have to name the 5. Creative and Unreal can write that. I'm going Dirty Dom.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing with this gauntlet, like I want promos. Like I want like a little bit of mic time with each type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's put it this way. If Saturday night's main event is the John Cena pay-per-view. So everyone's time could get cut and he gets everything, and you're not gonna be bad because it is the John Cena pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Dirty Dom is one.
See, the thing is I want to see them in individual matches. I wouldn't want a gauntlet. Like, I don't get John Cena would be gassed.
He would be, but the story, like, it could be a good story.
I guess.
It could be a good like way to end it. I gotta put Joe Hendry in there. I really gotta put Joe Hendry in there because that would be really cool. I mean, at this point, those are my 2 like realistic options. Like, all right, you want real good, solid answers? Yes. Like Wade Barrett. Okay.
That's not a bad one.
Wade just gets one final shot for him burying the Nexus. I don't know. It feels fitting to me. Feels fitting. Trying to think of others. Well, the nonsense question. I have the nonsense roster up, Sarah, so I can just pick through that.
Well, Fresh Fly did have another. Host.
I'm gonna go The Rock. Yeah, I want to get to that one too. I feel like
Oba would be interesting.
Oba would be cool. Seth, yeah, okay. Seth too. Drew would be good. Like The Rock's henchman. That'd be good too.
Fuck The Rock.
Will y'all be seeing Smashing Machine? Yes, I want to see that really bad.
Absolutely not.
Like you
no, I wanted to. Well, I'm.
Sarah,
it's flopping.
What?
So,
big.
Huh?
Is it really flopping?
It only made like $6 million or something its opening weekend.
Yeah, see, but those like the way movies are now.
No, let's not pretend like this isn't something that happens to The Rock.
No, I know that does.
He has a lot of movies that flop.
Imagine like Doink the Clown.
No, Doink the Clown. The real Doink the Clown is dead.
El Grande Americano as one of Cena's final opponents would be kind of funny. Just
I guess so. But the rumor is that it's going to be Gunther. And people are so mad about it.
Why?
I don't know.
He retired Goldberg. He's going to retire John Cena.
I've seen people say that he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't need it. He's been champion like 80% of his career. Why does he need to be the one? And I'm like, I would think that whoever ends up being Cena's final opponent, Cena picked him. I don't think this is going to necessarily be something where they tell him who's going to be his final opponent. You know, like maybe that's trying to be optimistic, but I would like to think that he gets to pick who he loses to, because you assume he's going to lose his retirement match. And if he wants it to be Gunther, then let it be Gunther. Like, I don't know. To me, like, I don't know that I really care who it is. Like, I feel like it should be somebody that he can help put over. And if he wants to put Gunther over, then let him put Gunther over, you know? Like, I don't want it to be a situation where it's something like, oh wow, Kurt Angle's final opponent was Baron Corbin. Like, I don't want that. But
yeah, no, that was fucked. That story's so fucked.
yeah, so
Heard
it's
so
like
many
I don't
things.
want that to happen. But I don't know. I don't think it's bad being Gunther. Gunther is somebody at work was saying he's very anti-sports entertainment. Like, who better
Very
to
fair.
go against than the guy who epitomizes sports entertainment?
Mhm.
Like, he could be like almost our new generation of the legend killer. So
The legend, yeah. Legend Slayer.
he's a legend retirer.
Legend Slayer retirer. There's
Final
so
Boss says,
many.
I deserve a 3-year Jey Uso title reign for being a hater. No. Oh my God, I would.
I
don't
think
know what
that
I
would be your personal hell.
that would be one version, yeah. That would
Jey
be
Uso
a stage of hell.
smashes the record for longest title reign at
No, I would.
2,145
No, hell no. Hell no.
days.
God, no.
I
That would
think
be
that's canon.
offensive. But anyway, should we just start talking about Raw now?
Yeah, because if we don't, then I'm going to just continue adding people to this roster. Because Sarah, a little tease for Thursday's show. I wrote a little intro for SmackDown. All right,
Oh.
I'm very excited. It was nice, and
Okay.
I have my champions already.
Oh yeah, I need to do that. I've just been so distracted with
work. Yeah, I
yeah.
get it.
Well,
And then I
like
made
one of
my
those things where it's
divisions
like when
too.
I'm done with work, I just like want to put my phone down because it's like I have to constantly look at Twitter. I have to like I don't want to do it. So
We
I
used
tend to
to.
ignore
Sorry.
people, and it's not necessarily on purpose, but it's like I need to just be away from the internet.
No,
I can't.
agreed. No, you absolutely do.
Yeah.
Agreed. You absolutely need to. My suggestion, if you want it, take it or leave it. Don't do it on your phone. I have like all this shit, whatever.
Oh yeah. I'm still
that
old
it's
school
like,
in that way.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
I like it's just me. You know what I mean? There's no distractions there. You can't really be
Yeah.
distracted with a piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so we knew since last week that Roman was going to be kicking off Raw, and so that is exactly what he did. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I don't feel like the crowd was very loud. I don't think they were very loud that much throughout the night at all. Like when Punk came out and he was like, "Guys, you're loud." I'm like, "No, they're not." Like they weren't that loud even for Roman. I was kind of surprised, but
I heard online someone said that Dallas was a really good crowd.
I mean, they reacted well in certain moments, but the thing is like during the women's matches and stuff, especially like Becky and Maxine or whatever, in Io's match, like they were very on it, even with the AJ Styles Penta Dragon Lee match, like very good. I think that when you know that Roman is going to be on the show, I don't know, I just expect a certain type of reaction, and I just didn't feel like we got that this week, and so I thought that was weird because he's been like blowing the roof off the place over the past however many times he's returned. So
he hasn't been around, so
yeah,
people are more invested in what's going on around.
So he didn't really get to say anything before Paul Heyman came out with Bronson Reed. They just kind of went back and forth, jabbing at each other. The main takeaway, of course, is that we now know they are going to be facing each other at Crown Jewel for what? Is this the second? Somebody said it was the third time. I don't know. I just said part 2.
No, I think it's second.
That's what I thought. One-on-one.
That's second.
Richard said that he didn't want to see this match. He would have preferred it to be Breaker. Breaker wasn't even there last night, so I don't know what's going on with him, but maybe he's already in Australia. I assume
Makes
that's
sense.
where Mommy is because she wasn't on Raw either.
Oh, she's been doing a press tour with Grayson Waller.
Oh yeah, but I just want to be surprised if they have some other people like Breaker. I wouldn't be surprised is already there too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I guess in a way, I'm not thrilled with this either. I mean, I understand why, I guess. I mean, maybe you could argue that Bronson kind of laid it on Roman a little bit more when they wrote him off TV, a month or 2 ago, because of the tsunamis. I do think, however, I know we'll do our predictions. I do think this is a time where we need Bronson to win. I don't think Roman can win this match. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I do think that the way that they're kind of teasing some sort of, I don't know, dent in the vision right now, it would not be great if Bronson also lost. Like that.
I
Terrible.
will take that a step further.
Okay.
And say that the Vision need to dominate.
Oh yeah, no, they need to run the card at Crown Jewel.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
We need this. This is gonna sound very evil, and I'm sorry, but we need some darkness in the WWE right now. We need the heels to reign supreme. I'm sorry, but we do. There's been too much uppity. Everyone's great. Jey Uso was champ. Cody Rhodes is still champ on the other brand. So like there's that like energy where Seth is world heavyweight champion, but I mean we're going to talk about it, but Paul made some comments. Do you really want to be a secondary champion?
Yeah.
And if you give that off and losing to everybody, like,
well, and I'm kind of thinking like we're gonna get into that, but like I'm wondering if there's a purpose beyond the surface level of why they're kind of hinting at this break in the vision. Like I wonder if it's meant to confuse us, because I don't think that we've really seen any of that. But I do think that we know Bronson versus Roman is probably gonna like open the show or something. So I definitely think regardless, Bronson needs to win this match. He should have won the first time, because if you watch the match, Bronson carried the match, but obviously it made sense for how it went about because Roman was leaving.
Yeah.
And Jackson said that Bronson missed when they were in Perth in February because he was injured. So very cool for him to have a homecoming and then to have a match. I mean, you can't ask for a better match, I guess I would say, opponent if you're gonna be in front of your home crowd than facing Roman Reigns. Like that's pretty cool.
No, it is. Really
I
cool.
also did anyone else hear some of the Bronson Reed chants?
Well, because
did anyone hear those chants last night? I just have to ask.
No, I did not. Okay. I did not.
Well, you didn't watch the opener.
I caught the end of it.
Okay, well, I swear I heard Bronson Reed chants.
Yeah, I heard bitch and then them leaving. And I was like, oh shit. So I was watching Wrestle Talk I was watching Stash Club. Actually. And I was like, oh shit, it's 8:04 or whatever it was. But yeah, I caught the tail end of that. I was going to say that this has to be them making up for last time they were in Perth and Bronson Reed was supposed to get a world title shot against Seth Rollins. And
I know, isn't that weird how things
that's crazy to think.
Yeah, I know.
What a timeline. Huh?
Yeah. I would almost argue that this could have been the match of the night. I don't think anyone anticipated.
Don't argue, Sarah.
Okay,
Sarah, say it with you.
It was the match of the night.
It was damn right. It was the match of the night. Are you kidding me? I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely insane. You know, when you see, okay, Maxine is getting another title match at that, against Becky Lynch, you're like, this is not going to be good. And it didn't look like it was going to be good at the beginning. They were definitely making it feel like it was just going to end very similarly to the last time that Maxine had a title shot. And that's not how it went at all. They definitely showcased her. And what I loved about this, and I even made a TikTok about it because I cannot talk enough about Becky Lynch, but this is exactly why Becky Lynch gets put in these spots, because Maxine has definitely improved, but obviously she's not at a level of, you know, a Becky Lynch, or I would even say even at a mid-card.
She's not a top star at all. She's still very fresh, like rookie
green
year 2 if we want to compare it to professional sports.
But Becky made her look so good, and I mean the crowd got super behind her, which I think is the most that we have heard anybody care about anybody in the Alpha Academy since Otis and got into Chad Gable's face and you thought that something was going to happen, you know, like it's been a while. And so I think Becky was the perfect person to do this, because also the way that they went about her losing made sense, but it also was like a great way to build up Maxine, because she won, won by DQ, so obviously she doesn't win the title, but it makes her look far more legitimate than had she just lost.
That's I wanted to bring that up too, because I loved how this match ended. I love that Becky lost. I was thinking throughout the match, how can Becky lose? I was like, come on, like throw her a bone here, because you can't have her pin Becky.
Yeah.
That's just not good. But the way that they did it was so well done, of Becky just on this ranting and yada yada to the crowd. The crowd, she cares what the crowd wants, and it's got her so obsessed that she lost focus on her opponent. She ended up losing. The greatest of all time doesn't lose. And then it continues on with the character that's going on backstage with Seth. She just soliloquies to herself constantly. She's talking to herself in every segment, and Seth has not said a word to her, which that's another little thing that I like too. They hasn't said boo.
This is, I feel like, the best heel version of Becky that we've seen. I think she's absolutely killing it. And now that they've kind of taken this more, I don't even know if you could say like chicken shit direction with her, but I mean the fact that like,
it kind of is like chicken shit.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she, took it outside of the ring and then made sure to get back in to restart the count. And then instead of just ending the match, like getting the pin, she's on top of the commentator's desk, just like boasting and complaining to the crowd, like completely disregarding the fact that like, there's a count out,
Like, Becky, the match is still going on. Come on.
Yeah, I think, I just really like what they're doing with her. I don't hate her being paired with Seth as much as I thought I might, because of how well it just did not work in the past. I think that they've done a really good job with how they've handled that so far, because it's not been too much. And it's really only been like backstage stuff, other than what they were doing with Punk and AJ. So I don't know. I'm into it. I think Becky's doing some of her best work, and I'm excited. Like, she is one of the things that is like kind of exciting about what's happening on Raw, because there's a lot of like stuff happening on Raw, but
that's
I think
crazy you think that right now. That,
Becky is just kind of she's doing good. Final Boss says, do you think Maxine could win the IC title off her in the future? I don't know. I think it's the thing with the IC title is like, I'm so confused about what they're trying to do with the women, that title, because I think it would be fair for me to say that I think most of us were convinced that Lyra was going to win it back. And if it wasn't Lyra, it was probably going to be Bayley. And that's not looking like that's what it's going to be right now. I feel like they haven't really given us any sort of indication of who it could be. I think the closest might be AJ Lee, but she's been off TV since WrestlePalooza, so like I don't know, but they're definitely keeping her relevant, so it's possible, but I don't know about putting a title on her immediately is the best move either, though.
No, I don't think she needs a title right now. If Becky's going to drop it, it's going to be to someone like a Maxine Dupree.
You think
like
so?
It wasn't Lyra, and we know for sure Nikki Bella isn't getting her hands on it. You know what I mean? So it's got to go on the first end, more of a younger talent.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, I would like to think that they'll kind of give us a hint sooner rather than later, because they really haven't done anything to be like, hey, this is the next one in line, or like Becky hasn't really feuded with anybody other than getting forced into a feud with AJ Lee. Obviously, nothing's really been going on, because they've also had her so hyper focused on AJ now. So I'd like to think that we'll get a hint sometime soon, but as of right now, I couldn't tell you. Like, I could not even guess. Anyway, we kind of talked about this before we went live. But I would say, I mean, it's interesting because the bloodline stuff was a theme throughout the entire show. Obviously, they ended up being the main event, which I honestly totally forgot that there was even a main event tag team match. I thought it was the AJ, Penta, and Dragon Lee. I thought that was the main event. So when they were like not going to commercial or like not showing the credits, I was like, why is the show still happening? Like, why is this still on air?
That's
funny. it was definitely something that they were talking about throughout the entire show. We saw a few backstage segments between all of them, and it looks like things are definitely heating up between Jimmy and Jay, which they've been showing us over the last couple of weeks. It's been a roller coaster, but now Roman is inserting himself into this and definitely backing Jay and trying to push Jimmy away, almost not acknowledging Jimmy. If anything, making it seem like he's a complete nuisance to the situation. And I think that, I think that we kind of dabbled in this conversation like a couple weeks ago, but it feels more than ever like Roman and Jay might be turning heel, or they're at least doing heel things, like things that fans are not going to be like super thrilled about. I mean, even Jimmy super kicking Punk. It was Punk, right? I think it was.
Yeah. Super
Yeah,
good
like
Punk.
that wasn't loved by the fans,
No, that wasn't at
so
all. That was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
type of
oh my
moment.
god, I was yelling at my TV. I was like, Jimmy, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it,
Well,
Jimmy.
he's heard it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it, Jimmy. And he did anyway. But to me, it feels like they might be hinting at a heel turn, testing a heel turn. I wouldn't be surprised if it's testing, because I think I've said it before that it would be very risky, I think, right now for them to turn Jay, because he's so over with the eating. I mean, he was just wearing another new t-shirt, so like they're definitely not slowing down on that. So abandoning that is risky, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
But I do think that if they're going to try to revive the bloodline, they do need something. I don't know. They need some sort of edge to them, because obviously we don't really want to see this version of the bloodline versus Solo Sikoa's,
MFTs.
MFTs. We don't want to see that again. So if we can have inner turmoil with like the original, like the OG bloodline, then I guess that's more interesting. However, I'm not like super interested in this happening. But what do you think?
See, I like it. I'm a big fan of this because I see that this is really it's an extension of the bloodline story. Just because the bloodline story isn't the number one story anymore does not mean that it's dead in the water. It's still going on with this. And Jay is just the next person to take the tribal chief role. A lot of people it's TC1. Like they want to make him like tribal chief one, like
not a thing.
QB1 for Cody Rhodes type shit. Like, yeah.
Just make him the OTC. Just call
But
him
he
the
will be,
original tribal chief.
but no. He will end up being that. But what they're trying to do is get multiple tribal chiefs, because how big is the goddamn Samoan dynasty? Exactly. I mean, we have until 2060 pretty much lined up for bloodline. So that's what they're doing with this story. All right, enough of the royal rambling. So they're starting to mold Jay into that guy, the next head of the table. And to be that, you can't be the yeet and, all about the crowd and whatever. You got to taste the gold and then had it taken away. To get it back, you need to lock in and ignore the crowd. It needs to be about you and what's best for you. And if you want to take away the crowd, you got to start thinking about you and not the other guy in the locker room. And that's what the biggest issue is with this whole thing, is that Jimmy and Jay have always stood up for the other guy in the locker room, but now they can't. Now they're not, because Jay is.
But Roman is trying to pit Jay against Jimmy. So that's the thing.
I don't see that. He's trying to get Jay to see his way.
But I don't know. I disagree, because he's literally acting like, one, Jimmy doesn't exist, or if he does exist, it's like he insulted
because Jimmy
him,
was talking shit about him. That's why
he's becoming more like me than you. First of all, Jay hasn't shown anything like Roman, if we're being like completely honest. When he was champion, what the fuck are we talking about? That was a weird line. But I don't know. I think it's to me, if I'm being honest, and I said this to you already, I feel like this is a desperation move by WWE because they want to try to recreate what they had with the Bloodline originally. And they're like, okay, we're kind of stale right now. Let's try and see what we can do with this. And that's what they're trying to do. And it feels more like they're testing the water to see like how interested people are, how people will respond if Jay turns heel or if Roman or they both or whatever. I don't know. I'm not exactly like I'm not buying into it at this moment. I'm not somebody that's like dying to see it. So I don't
I love it. I'm so into it
I
because
don't
it's a side piece. It's not the main story. If this was the
I
main story, I'd be a little pissed.
Roman's involved, so it could evolve into the main thing. That's the thing.
But right now it's fine. Like it's good enough where it's doing well in what it's doing.
Jay asks if we think that they would do Jimmy versus Jay again. I pray to Jesus that they don't.
I hope not. They don't need it.
I know that they were not happy with their match at WrestleMania, and so they're like, "Hey, it would be cool if we could do it again." But I don't know that we need to revisit that. I don't think that people really enjoy seeing like real life brothers beef. Like I don't know that people were that into even Jeff versus Matt. It was just kind of like, you know?
So I'm into those Matt versus Jeff or whatever, but not when they make it too personal. Like how they did with the Bella twins.
Oh my God, don't even. I know. It's like,
No,
I
like
wish
that
you
type
died
of
in the womb.
Yeah, like over the top, like Matt burning down Jeff's house with his dog dying in it, like obscure shit like that. Like, what if they just fought because they both wanted to be world heavyweight champion?
I mean,
Like,
maybe, but
can that
Jimmy
just
hasn't.
be enough?
But Jimmy hasn't said anything about that. Like Jimmy doesn't care. So
That's
at least
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
feel
it
like it would be
doesn't.
more so of Jay and Roman beefing than Jay and Jimmy. Because are we supposed to believe that Roman has no championship like desires anymore? Like, are we supposed to just act like he's fine with never being champion again? I don't know. That seems weird.
I mean, no, it's going to get to that point, but for now, he needs to help Jay see the light on what it takes to be a tribal chief.
Jackson says that he thinks that they're running the story back because he believes Roman will retire next year. I kind of feel like Roman's going to retire too. I really feel like he's nearing the end.
Really?
Like I mean, I don't really know what else there is for him to do if we're really talking about like what else does he need to accomplish in his career? I don't think there really is that much. I feel like everything now is just like whipped cream on top of the cherry on top of the whipped cream of the ice cream. You know what I mean? Like
he did it. Like he did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that at this point, if he just wants to be like a random dude that shows up sometimes and like gets involved in storylines, then so be it. If he wants to go and seriously pursue Hollywood, then it's probably better to do that now rather than put that on hold because Hollywood is a little bit less friendly to the people who are older. When it comes to acting, like you don't want to just like start out at 40. It's not as like, yeah, you can go to another wrestling company at 40 and no one cares as long as you can still perform. Like they don't care.
No, yeah, it's tough to break in.
Yeah, so if his desires are to be, in a movie, if he wants to be more of a family man or something, then yeah, I think that that's probably coming sooner rather than later. And I know this might be a controversial take, but I don't know that the WWE really needs Roman right now. Like
they don't. I'll agree with you. They don't.
And I feel like that's kind of controversial because it's not saying like, oh, whatever Roman does isn't good or whatever, right? But I do think that like he has gone so often now. There isn't really a time where you're sitting there and being like, oh man, they're really missing Roman. Like I don't really think that that's the case. And that might have been the case, 3, 4, 5 years ago, but they're at a much better spot right now that I think that it's totally fine for him to be gone if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, it absolutely is. He doesn't need to be there. I hate to say it like that because it's just harsh, but like the truth hurts.
Well, but I also think that it's like it just shows you how much better the product has gotten. Like even if we're sitting here, we're saying like Raw isn't great every single week or it's not top tier every single week, right? It's not something that you're being like, oh, this show would have been better had Roman been there. Like there's not a lot of times where you're wishing that. I would say the only time I've been feeling that way is when it came to like, oh, I wish that Roman had been around for the continuation of the bloodline after Mania 40. You know, I've complained about
You
what,
just
you know,
wanted
I
to
wish that
use-
he was around for Solo to interact with. I wish that he had been around post this year's Mania right away so that we could have seen more of a real fallout between Seth and Paul and Roman and Punk. But that isn't like, oh, he would have made the show better necessarily. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I hope
Exactly.
he does not dethrone Seth at Mania, Jackson. I hope not. I don't, unless he's gonna start showing up every single week. I don't want him to ever have another title, honestly.
Say it with
He
your
cannot
chest.
be champion for a year, final boss, because he says Roman beats Seth for the title at Mania and then loses it the next year to The Rock. Absolutely not. I cannot do that. I cannot handle another year-long title reign from Roman if he's going to show up 3
What do
times.
you think about year-long? Would you rather see shorter or longer title reigns?
I want title reigns that make sense. It's something between hot potato and like, oh my god, I can't believe this person's still champion. You know what I mean? Like there's like a good middle ground in there. And that's what I want. I just want it to make sense. I don't think that someone should just remain champion, because if we're being honest, and I'm not trying to discredit anything, even if I think Roman sucks, I don't mean this, but I really do think that when Triple H took over, he was kind of forced to keep going with Roman as the champion, because it was like, oh, well, we're already like 2 years in. You can't just stop it now. Like, I don't know that they had a plan for how Roman was going to lose the title. Like, I don't think that Vince had, you know, okay, we're going to have it happen here to this person at this time. Like, I don't think they had any sort of plan. We're just going to keep riding this out, see how long we can do that, and then we'll figure it out from there. So I think that when Triple H took over, it's like, okay, well, I can't mess with that, you know? So it's like, in that regard, I don't want that kind of situation to happen. But I also don't want it to be like, oh, this person was a champion for a month, and now this person was a champion for a month, and now this one, like, I don't like that either. I feel like there's like a nice spot in the middle where it's like, okay, yeah, he might have only had a 3-month title reign, but he defended it 4 times. Like, he lost it to the guy he's been feuding with for 2 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't want Roman. I really like that Seth has not lost to Roman. I like that still happening, but anyway,
I'm a fan of that.
I love
like
that being a story arc. Like, I would love for that to be something that either like goes with Roman when he retires. It's like he'll always be like, oh, I never fucking beat Seth. You know what I mean? That's also a way to get him back out of retirement if people want him to come back. But also, I would love for 2 members of the Shield, like, having, you know, they came in together, and then it's like Roman will always have that with him. It's like, oh, I never beat this dude. Like, I don't know. I think that's interesting because we don't have that a lot anymore. Because, like, if anything, you could kind of predict, like, oh, if that is a thing, by the time that Roman wants to retire, Triple H is going to be like, yeah, we'll have you beat Seth so you can say you beat Seth. And it's just for the sake of being able to say, I beat Seth. But it's like, isn't it kind of more interesting if he never does? I mean, this is like a 10, 15 year long thing that they've had, you know? So, like, to me, that's more interesting. I agree, Jay. Seth definitely has to beat Cody, and we're going to talk about that on our prediction show because we already both said that. There's no reason that Cody should win at Crown Jewel, right?
No. What are we talking about? Vision control the card.
Jackson thinks that The Rock beating Roman at 39 was the plan. Interesting.
Rock beating who?
Rock beating Roman for the title. Rock backed out, right? Like, he's like, oh, I can't be available. Isn't that what happened at 39?
Yeah.
That's why it was pushed to 40. I mean,
logo.
You know what? I am glad that I had to deal with another year of a Roman Reigns title reign than having to deal with The Rock being champion at 87 years old.
See, it's always, listen. Yeah. It's always better than what you imagine.
You thought I was a Cody crybaby then? Imagine if it had been that.
We were all Cody crybabies.
We all are Cody crybabies.
Wow, they're kicking off the show.
Okay, so moving on to the second match of the night, which was oddly enough another women's match, which I was totally here for. We got Lyra versus Roxanne, and this was just it was a good match. Obviously, these two have fought each other plenty of times over the last few months, and it was good, but it was serving a purpose, and that purpose is just to continue whatever they're trying to do with Lyra and Roxanne. And then you also have to insert Bailey and Raquel because they had a little brawl backstage. Lyra and Bailey teamed up and took it hard to Raquel. So are we going to see them, like, is it going to be a tag team thing? Is that what we're going to see now? Or are we going to see Bailey and Lyra versus
Oh yeah.
Roxanne and
Oh
Raquel?
yeah. Oh yeah. We're not done with this. We're not done with this.
Should
Dude,
this
at
involve the
all.
titles though? That's unfortunate in a way.
No. No, it
Okay.
doesn't need to.
Okay.
I don't think it needs to right now. What needs to happen with this is that Lyra and Bailey can put on a match that is an instant classic and
Mm-hmm.
a feud building up to it being said instant classic. You know, there's a lot to dissect there. We already have Lyra's connection already with some cuckoo in Tatum Paxley when she was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that type of shit, if you want to bring that back, they already teased it a little bit last week. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like that would be cool. But no, I this is far from over and it's involving my girl Bailey. So like I ain't complaining.
Shout
I
out
ain't
Bailey.
complaining.
This is
Shout out the GOAT. That's my
today
GOAT.
is the 10-year anniversary of her Iron Woman match with Sasha Banks, which that was pretty cool. Also she is doing like a women's wrestling like conference type of thing.
She should. Yeah.
Which I
This
so cool. I think
is
it's
wicked cool.
I think that it's cool in general, but I think the fact that it's Bailey and the fact that she's still like an active wrestler and she's going to be doing this just like on her downtime and it doesn't seem to be affiliated with WWE whatsoever. I think that's really
It doesn't
cool.
feel like at all. Yeah, I got the vibe that it is not WWE affiliate, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be really good. Like you're gonna
Yeah, I mean, they're even doing like
oh
she's even covering like accommodations. Like it's like, oh yeah, you guys will stay at this hotel and whatever. It's like it's super legit. Like it's a actual like weekend thing. So um hopefully I hope that whoever wants to be able to go, you know, like women's wrestlers, like I wish that I could just go to something like that, but I don't want to take the spot of somebody who is actually trying to pursue women's wrestling,
oh no,
obviously.
yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I'm a dude.
Yeah.
I just want to be a
Yeah.
fly on the wall from what you could learn from her teaching you about the business as someone
Yeah.
who grew up like us, diehard wrestling fan, and taking it to that next level to pursue her dream. Like incredible.
And she's such a champion for women's wrestling, so it's like it does not surprise me that she's doing this at all. I just love that she's like continuously wanting to give back. I feel like that's really cool because you know, we don't get to see that kind of stuff very often. Final Boss says, would you like to see them add Tatum Paxley to this story?
I would. I feel like it's not I want to. I feel like it's necessary.
She's had interactions with Lyra, right? Like not with Bailey.
Strictly Lyra when Lyra
Okay.
went back to NXT to give her a doll to help further her story that's going on with the culling.
Yeah, because then like how does Izzy Dame fit into this?
Part of the culling.
I know. So like, but like they're supposed to be friends, right? Her and
It's their
Tatum.
first friend that wasn't Lyra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her first friend that wasn't Lyra. So it's
I
a
mean,
little
if they,
jealousy. It's nice. There's manipulation involved there. It's cool.
Yeah. Fresh Fly says, too bad we won't get Sasha Banks versus AJ Lee anytime soon. That is correct. Also,
And
Maxine
maybe
will
in
be.
the NWF.
I mean,
Sarah.
yeah, because I don't think we drafted them.
No, Mercedes Monet is in the pool. We'll say she's sitting in catering.
Or we can also say that they're like the free agents, the ones who can go to both shows.
Yeah. If we want, you just got to book it.
Yeah.
Because the game, unless you like do something, basically, you can only choose who you have like pick for your show. That's why I've added people. But no, if you want someone, book it. I'll write it and then I'll stream it. First stream October 17th. It's a Friday.
Oh,
Thinking
that's
at
the
the
day I leave
moment.
for Vegas.
Oh, no way. Well, something to
Yeah,
watch. There you go.
there you go.
I am thinking like a 5, 6 o'clock type thing, and like stream that while watching SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Like, that's the thing. It's nonsense. Anything's possible and anything can happen.
All right, moving on to we had a segment in the ring. CM Punk came out because he's been gone for he said 2 weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks since WrestlePalooza, but that's okay.
I don't know. Time is a fucking flat circle.
Yeah. But basically, I don't know. For me, the biggest takeaway from this, of course, is that we have a bunch of people who are eyeing the World Heavyweight Championship, which includes Mr. CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso, which again is kind of an interesting move by WWE because all of these guys are top baby faces on Raw right now. So the fact that they're having them beef over the championship is kind of wild if you think about it. This is not something that they would typically do. Definitely not in the Vince McMahon era. He did not like baby faces going against baby faces. But they have a common goal. And I mean, to be fair, even though it might kind of pains me to say this, Jey Uso kind of has an argument for why he should still be in the World Heavyweight title picture. He said how he never got his rematch against Gunther after he lost. Even if I could argue also that I feel like he moved on himself. But LA Knight hasn't gotten his fair match either. And CM Punk obviously wants a rematch because he was cashed in on.
They all made valid points, Sarah. They all made valid points last night.
And Punk pointed that out, which I thought was funny because, like, you don't get that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, in a storyline like that, usually they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, we all have good points. Like, they don't normally say that kind of thing. But I kind of wonder.
It was like a round table discussion.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder what direction they're going to go in, though. Like, all of these guys can have a match for the title, and they kind of tried to address that when they had the Fatal 4-Way. But obviously that just kind of furthered the drama, and that's why we're still having this conversation, however many months later. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, this could line up 3 opponents for Rollins, but I don't know.
I would like to see Jey and Punk feud a little bit. Like, I don't know. If you want to really test the waters with this Jey Uso character, like, throw those two feud against each other. I don't know. Roman's still involved with Punk because bloodline shit. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of little connections there.
Well, and I mean, we have to remember too, like, Punk does have a strained history with the bloodline because of, Paul Heyman and whatever. So I don't know that he's necessarily, like 100% okay with Jey, even if they say that they're cool or we're supposed to believe that they're cool. I think there's always going to be that little part of his brain that's like, I don't know, So I don't know. I feel like that could be interesting. I do think that they really need to figure out what they're doing with LA Knight. And I've said this so many times because I think it is today the anniversary. I think it was 3 years ago today that he went back to being LA Knight. I think that's today.
It is. I saw that. I watched that at work today. That was a hell of a promo.
Oh my God.
Maxine Dupree too, the one cut, like, oh, it really fucks with your wrestle brain.
But I really think that they need to figure out what they're doing with him. And I don't know. In my opinion, they need to kind of they need to be careful about giving him another title shot if they're just going to have him lose, because they keep doing this, putting him in a title match or getting him close to the title and then just having him lose and then just like making him completely move on and forget that he was ever there. And I just don't know how much more they can do where they like keep putting it off. You know what I mean? Like, I get that he's not necessarily at the top of the pecking order when it comes to, taking the title off of Seth Rollins, for instance. but he's not necessarily any closer if he were over on SmackDown and trying to take it off of Cody Rhodes. Like, that's not going to happen either. So it's like, I feel like they're gonna have to make him champion at some time or at some point. I feel like they have to, but they're definitely not moving in that direction based off of who are champions right now. Like, it is not an LA Knight friendly scene right now.
No, it's not. And I feel like he's in a good position for a guy in his, he's in a good position for someone of his star power right now, where the crowd is just begging for him to be champion. And it's at, we'll say, a comfortable point where it's not too many people that you need to be doing something serious about it. But it's enough people that, well, you got to give him airtime. You got to put him against this guy. He's got to be, and he's knocking out of the park. He's not like he's flopping out there. He could have last night, but there was a moment that Punk caught him. Punk caught him with a comeback, and it stumbled him. But he got right back into it. Like, he's a pro. So, like, to me, he's in a good position for someone to be rising where he does not need the championship right now. Like,
so do you think that he could become like a Daniel Bryan, or, I mean, if we even want to like talk about more recent, because I don't know that we're going to see anything similar, because I know that people just always bring up Daniel Bryan. But I mean, I think that was a unique situation with how they went about that. But maybe you could say he could be like the next Sami Zayn, where people are just begging for him to be a champion. However, this is obviously an elevated title. It wouldn't be IC title. It'd be World Heavyweight title.
So do you remember when The Rock was playing hot potato with the WWE Championship in the early with Triple H? That's where I feel like he fits the mold, where it's on him enough and for a long enough time where people are invested watching and like he's at his peak. And then they take it off him just enough, with just enough time for not everyone to get off the train and stop being interested. Similarly to what happened with Liv Morgan, during her SmackDown Women's title reign.
Who would he play hot potato with, though? If you mean
Seth Rollins, he could easily. The Vision, the Vision is so good. It's so good as the evil dark cloud that looms over Monday Night Raw. The people they have in it, like, I don't want to hear anything about breaking them up right now. There's no need. Like, we want that immediate gratification nowadays in wrestling and that immediate payoff because of social media, because we know too much and that we just want the info now.
Yeah.
Where a lot of long-term storytelling gets lost. And to us, long-term storytelling is like a month, and that's long-term enough, where in reality it's like 6 months, a year, like year and a half. And I miss the days of that. So I want to see more shit like that. And that's how you organically can build him up into being, a champion that doesn't lose steam.
Yeah, let's just get into that then.
Yeah, let's get, because they're the best goddamn faction going right now. They are so good.
I don't know. This to me was an interesting approach, to have them teasing this. I did like Seth kind of being like, okay, with Paul, like, cut the BS, like, don't feed me the tribal chief answers, you know what I mean? Like, where you just want to tell me what you think I want to hear, like, tell me the truth. I did like that because I think that differentiates him from Roman. Because a lot of people are still holding on to him being the wise man and not being the oracle. They don't want to buy into that, yada yada. People are still complaining and being like, I don't see the chemistry between Seth and Paul. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't get it. I think that they just see eye to eye more because, when Paul has been with other people like Brock, with like Punk, or with Roman, you could argue that for the entire time that he was with them, or at least at the very beginning, they needed him. Seth does not need him. Seth is so far into his career, like, he doesn't need someone to speak for him. He doesn't need anyone to help him get over. So I think that it was important for him to do something like that, because we know how it was with Roman. Roman needed him to speak for him, get him that heat. But I do wonder if what do you think about the possibility of this being for show? That this is a plan by the Vision to make it look like things are kind of like there's some cracks in their group, but it's just a way to try and make it to convince other people that something's going on when it's not.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, no, that's my basis for why this card needs to be all about the Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's too many cracks for it to not, to me it seems like if they come out of this pay-per-view PLE
Mm-hmm.
with a loss
Mm-hmm.
by anyone, it's not going to elevate them at all. It's just we're gonna think of them kind of more like, oh yeah, they're just there. They're not gonna be thought of like that looming cloud I just described.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I know people are like, wah, like the Vision can't win or whatever, and it's like no, because I think that the people forget that the Vision has only been a thing for what, not even 6 months yet. Like WrestleMania wasn't even 6 months ago. We haven't gotten there yet. And I don't even I really think that there is some untapped potential in there because again, as I've said, they have plenty of stuff that they can still do that involves Roman. I don't think that we have seen everything that we could see from the Vision, um, especially between Paul and Roman, because Roman wasn't around immediately after Mania. He wasn't around for a few months. So I mean, if he's going to be more present, I don't know, but like there's still stuff there. I mean, they could even explore more with Punk. They still have Punk involved with Seth, so they could go down that rabbit hole a little bit more. I also think it's just too soon because yeah, they're definitely going to try and push and make Braun Breaker like the guy. I don't think that you then abandon that right now. Like,
no, you can't.
and why can't we see the Bronze get into the tag team title picture?
Yeah,
Imagine them all having gold.
Sarah, that feels inevitable to me. That
I feel like it
really
has to
feels
be.
inevitable.
The only part that sucks is that the Judgment Day are the tag team champions right now, so it seems unlikely that they would have them go against each other. But I don't know. I would like to see what this ends up meaning. To me, I feel like it's kind of a ruse. I don't want to believe that they're actually going to be teasing this yet because I feel like it's just way too soon. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to see if I missed any comments.
The Hardy
Jay
Boys
says,
won, Sarah.
I saw your reaction, so I looked it up. Jay says LA Knight could win Money in the Bank, and that's how he could take the title. It depends on when they have Money in the Bank. They've changed it. But that could be.
Yeah, I don't know when it is at this point.
I know it's usually in June, but definitely was not this year. Fresh Fly doesn't think LA Knight will be champion unless he turns heel.
You could be both. You could be a champion as a heel or a baby face.
Final Boss thinks that Brock Lesnar is going to cost Cody the Crown Jewel Championship.
That would make sense.
Oh, Fresh Fly says no spoilers for NXT.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
That's the only one you get. That's the only one you're going to get, really, because, to be honest, Fresh Fly, it's the only one that matters for the rest of the show. And if that didn't happen, you weren't going to enjoy the rest of the show. I'm going to let you know right now. But
Jackson says, I think Paul calls Brock to help Seth, and he proves that he does make the calls for the Vision. Interesting. That would be, I mean, that's a power struggle for sure, because I think Seth is definitely trying to assert himself as the leader, whereas I think that you could argue in the bloodline, like, yeah, we thought that it was Roman, but I think Paul was definitely the one pulling a lot of those strings, and we were meant to be convinced that it was Roman when it really wasn't, and I think that Seth wants to make sure, I don't need anybody to do anything for me. It's me. This is my vision. So that would be interesting. I would like to believe that Brock doesn't get involved, but it feels like, I mean, they're going to have him involved in something. I would assume that they didn't only bring him back to face Cena and then just kind of like go MIA for however long. But I mean, I don't know. Um,
Why the fuck is AEW on tonight? What the hell?
what?
AEW is on tonight.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't have a screen up here. So
Someone just hit a Rhea Ripley out of, I don't know, 25 out of 50. Out of 50 auto.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, we got another women's match, which Asuka demanded out of Adam Pearce. And that is Io Sky versus Kairi Sane. And solid match. Obviously, I love hearing the crowd get behind Io because I think Io just deserves it so much. They're just doing such a good job with this story. Like, I honestly don't even care what they're doing. I just want to see what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that this is one of those storylines that when we're going into Survivor Series, it makes sense for this to be a War Games match. You know what I mean? Like, when I talk about how I hate War Games being around and how it feels forced, this doesn't feel forced. We'll have Team Io and Rhea versus the Team Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, no, this doesn't feel forced at all.
No, so good.
With that.
And obviously we see at the end that they beat up Io. And Rhea does not come out, but I do think that it's, like you said, it's because she's in Australia. But I also think that that was probably could be intentional anyway, to have us being like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I honestly don't know what's going to happen at Crown Jewel, but I think it's going to be an incredible match. So I don't know that I care. You know?
No, I do.
But yeah, I love that some of the best stuff that's going on in WWE right now is around the women. I love that. It's great.
It's 100% around the women. They are controlling the best stories.
I really think so. And it's such a what I guess what bums me out a little bit is something that a guy at work like points out almost every single week. And I guess people on Twitter have done it too, but is just like the huge gap between what we get on Raw and what we get on SmackDown. And I think that you could argue about that for the entirety of the show, but I think that it's especially apparent with the women, and like that bums me out because there are so many really great women on the SmackDown roster, and it's just like it feels like they're just not being utilized to their fullest potential, or they're not being given like intriguing storylines, you know what I mean? And it's like, especially when you compare it to what's going on with Io and the Kabuki Warriors, or even what, you know, Becky Lynch is doing, it's like or Bailey and Lyra, like there's some 3 big stories happening on Raw that involve the women. What's going on SmackDown? You know, it's unfortunate.
They even have Kiana James, which she is doing a great job in her role, but like I want to see more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I know that the writers and stuff are different, and that is something that a lot of people mention when it comes up to the discrepancy between the 2 shows. I don't know if that's what it is. I have no idea, but I just feel like there's no reason for us to be going back to the time where, you know, SmackDown was taped on Tuesdays. Everybody found out the spoilers, so like no one watched SmackDown, you know, because it's like, why do we care? Raw was the show in a lot of people's eyes. I know you were a SmackDown guy, but
SmackDown guy.
You know, I don't want to go back to that. Like, I would like for it to be that Raw and SmackDown are, you know, no miss. Like, you can't miss them. All right, then we get AJ Styles in a 3-on-3 tag match. He partners with Penta and Dragon Lee to take on who did they take on again? Judgment Day.
They took on Judgment Days.
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Right. Yes.
Dirty Dom.
Oh my God, I can't even tell you. Oh my God.
McDonough.
Judgment Day, when they come out and they have that song.
See,
I die.
Crazy. It is crazy.
The vibes.
We went from hating it, but now that they have an established aesthetic to them, it goes so hard with their vibe.
So good. They fit it's almost like they transformed themselves into the vibe of the song.
It was incredible.
And it's usually the other way around. They try to build the song around their vibe. No, I think they did it the opposite. I love it. Oh my God, I was so excited to see them. And it's like, they're not even really doing anything. They're just walking out. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm so excited. But yeah, they put on a solid match. And then AJ gets on the mic and he promises us that the match against John Cena at Crown Jewel is going to be an absolute banger. And I'm excited about it.
They are gonna put on a fucking instant classic. What'd you think of the video package vignette that they put on?
So good. I
Oh,
think that they've been
right
doing
in the feels, man.
they've been doing a great job on those. I feel like recently, because I think even the one with Seth and Cody was really good.
It was, yeah. The video
So
production was great.
yeah, they've been doing a really great job. And I think that they definitely highlighted their history pretty well for anybody who maybe isn't the most familiar with it, because I mean 2016, right? 2016 was quite a while ago for anyone who's, I mean, WWE wants to have new fans all the time. I mean, that was what, 9 years ago. There's some kids who weren't even alive maybe, or watching wrestling at that point.
Crazy.
I know.
That is crazy.
So I don't know. I'm excited. Like, I am not waking up to watch Crown Jewel because it's on at 5 a.m. my time. I definitely won't be watching it until like the afternoon. Because yeah, I'm just not. I'm gonna wait so that I can make sure
I got
watch it.
work. I'll be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
I'm gonna wait to watch it with my sister. But this is one of the matches that, like, if I were to wake up early, this would be one of the reasons why. You know what I mean? This match specifically, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm waking up early because I want to see that match. Which is crazy because it's not a title match.
No, but it's a legendary match. That's like a Hall of Fame-esque match, right?
And
there.
I really hope that people don't hold it to like a ridiculous standard because of how good their match was the first time, or like not the first time, the one where Cena did the Hurricane Rana and stuff, and people still talk about that match. I don't want people to hold it to that standard, but I do think that what we saw with him versus Cody at SummerSlam, like, that is the standard that I might hold it to be like, all right, he pulled out a code red. Like, if Cena can do that shit still, I want to see that kind of stuff against AJ, because we know AJ can still do that kind of stuff.
They're gonna shock the fans. Yeah, I want to see like a code red. I want to see a Canadian destroyer.
Dude, two nearly 50-year-old dudes absolutely killing it and stealing the show. That would be incredible.
That's just dudes rock, man. That's awesome.
That's just guys being dudes,
That's guys being dudes, wrestling rocks, everything in between.
I love that video so much. It's like just guys being dudes. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's so funny. Yeah, that makes you laugh. Piss, do you still work at the fish factory?
I do. I still work at the fish factory over at the Boston Fish Pier. That is why.
Yes. Would you like some fish? Fresh fly. Fresh fly wants fish.
Fresh fly fish.
Yeah.
You want some fresh fish fly?
Final boss.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Final boss. Do you think AJ versus Cena will be clean and no interference from Judgment Day or Americanos? I feel like it kind of has to be.
No, it's gonna be clean.
I think Cena's matches are gonna be clean.
No, there's no because here's the thing. There's no reason for Dom to get in there. Like, Dom doesn't want to deal with AJ anymore. It would have to be a vice versa thing. And Dom has the upper hand. Like, he's the champ. Why is he gonna? He's a double champ.
Yeah,
he's got to go everywhere and anywhere to defend both those championships. So.
I think that people would complain if Cena won because of something like that.
That would really kill the crowd. That would kill the crowd.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be really good. So I'm excited to watch it eventually. What if Finn does something? I don't think Finn will do anything. It would only be on behalf of Dom, really. Which I mean, they've been showing that they've had some tension, so I don't know why he would do it for Dom. But anyway, okay. Then we get to the main event, which I totally forgot about. I honestly thought that the AJ Styles Penta Dragon Lee match, as I said, was the main event, and it wasn't. So I was wrong. It was this match. LA Knight and CM Punk versus the Usos. I kind of question if this match was rushed because of the time, which I also think is ridiculous, because I'm like, you guys are on Netflix and you guys have told us that you have up to 3 hours, or you can go longer than that. So there is no reason, I feel like, for us to ever feel like they're being rushed, but I kind of felt like this was rushed. But I did like that LA Knight got the win and that he kind of stole it. Because like him and Punk were only supposed to be like cool for this match because they were tag teaming, but they're not cool. like in general. They're not cool.
Right.
And I think that when we're looking at these types of things, like as we saw earlier in the night when they were talking about the world heavyweight title, you could argue that LA is the odd one out because obviously Punk is a main eventer. There's nobody who's questioning that. Jey Uso is only a couple months removed from being the world heavyweight champion, and LA Knight has never been world heavyweight champion. So I think that he needed to have kind of like a moment like this to be like, hey, no, like I'm here and I can do this, and like it's I'm not taking a backseat to anybody. I think this kind of was I don't know, I thought this was a good idea, the way that he went about it, the way that him and Punk were kind of like looking at each other after. I don't know, I was into
No, it
it.
was nice. I like the main event. Yeah, I have nothing really to say about the main event. It did a job. We've said everything it could about it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that they could do anyway because we know Crown Jewel is this weekend, and the matches are already set. We know that the matches don't really matter, or the title matches, I mean, because it's just champion versus champion for the Crown Jewel title. So it's like they're not gonna they can't add anything to that, like they're not gonna add another layer to that story yet because we can't see what happens with that for a while. But yeah, I mean, this just furthered like my curiosity about how they're going to go about doing things with LA Knight. I don't know. I think that he still remains to be like the odd one out. Just for that reason, not because I don't think that he's a world heavyweight champion material, but yeah. Anyway, that was Raw. By the way, somebody pulled a Gunther auto and it's like out of 5 or something, and I'm so mad about it.
That's sweet.
Should
It'll be worth something when he retires, Senor Cena.
Huh?
Could be worth even more when he retires, Senor Cena.
If he does, yeah.
That was Raw. I'm about to go watch some NXT Showdown. Got that on. No more spoilers. The women are on right now. It's a fantastic match. No eliminations yet. I do like that they are doing a Survivor Series elimination style for this. Feels like that's the only way to have it make sense. And we'll be back on Thursday with predictions for the shows this weekend. And because we got Bound for Glory, which I will be at. I'm gonna be at Bound for Glory. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, that was it. Going to do any fantasy wrestling tonight, like the nonsense stuff? No. I'm just really fixing everything so it just works easy when I do it on stream, type of thing. So like you don't get BS matches with people that like don't make sense for our card. You know what I mean? We have some crazy it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I might play it myself, GM mode, but no, the only fantasy wrestling that I'll be doing is watching Showdown, and then tomorrow I guess I'll have to watch Dynamite because no, Showdown is what I want to watch. So yeah, that's what we got. And as I mentioned, we'll be back on Thursday for the Super Show with predictions, an update on the NWF, and our favorite and least favorite things around the Wrestleverse this week. So to know when that happens, when we go live, you got to hit the subscribe button and bell notification. And then give a comment about if you're TMA or Team TNA or Team NXT. Give a comment. All right. Let me know. Let us know. Or tweet at us. Sarah's at SMarshXO on Twitter. And I'm at Patty Pitts on Twitter. With D's PADDY Pitts. Also Instagram and TikTok as well. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember, you can do it. All you got to do is try. See you next time.